Hey guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. It's great to be back in Austin. It's great that it looks so green and beautiful here. Like, also I think Cindy told me it's like super hot already, but I think you share that with the whole world. I do run a poetry book company, so buy some books here. Also, if you buy my book, then I don't have to take a bunch of them home with me back to North Carolina, which I'd appreciate. Without further ado, I'm going to read some new work, and then I'm going to read from the book. Also, thanks Cindy and Katy for being here, some of my oldest poetry friends in Texas, and really means a lot to me that you're here. This one's called Belgrade. When they look like this, they all go down the page. I don't write lines anymore, so nobody can read it but me, really. It was fall. It was crunchy leaves. Air Serbia had a brand new plane. There were some refugees in passport control. The geodesic bank dome, glass hovering over fighter jets. The living get to die. It's their right and privilege. You have to come to Serbia to obtain that revelation. Organic, like it came out of the back end of a grass-eating animal. One of the biggest war criminals was a poetry lover. He wrote poetry, but not good. Poetry is the minority of the minority. It's easy to advance from level 0. The pleasure of writing is fake. What you have to give up: family, a comfortable salary, a pension. We know the price you have to pay. So I did a residency in Zagreb after I did a residency in Germany. And I lived in a contemporary art museum there for a couple of months over the winter. I was the only person that lived there. And thankfully I had friends that lived in town. Otherwise I would have gone cuckoo bananas. But here's one of the poems from that series. It's also interesting, they were going through this political drama that I was like, that's bananas what's happening to you guys. And then we're going through basically the same type of political drama, but on a much larger world-changing scale than they are. Zagreb. I'm not mad he doesn't have experience. I'm mad he's a fascist. Straightforward addressing what's wrong with the world. Poetry should not treat these things that way. They are expensive and they are big. Everyone is dead on this wall. Yes, these are pictures of dead wall people. The only people I ever killed are in poems. There's an aristocratic dude carrying a canvas and a foil who advocates for fine art. But we bought our apartment at the height of the flat boom. This is the last time to risk it all. War doesn't change, but it changes people. You'll be killed, but you'll be stronger. And then here's a couple poems recently. These are post-election stuff. They're supposed to be funny. I hope they are. It's called The Wall. Resist 9/11 references. Only Leonard Cohen died, and he said he was ready. The crows mobbing over a wall, a hawk. Close your eyes and repeat, it's the same world, it's the same world. An obscene giggle, real hat throwers. It's causing personal dilemmas, re-examining past inactions. I've sinned. I was standing behind someone else. Like a minister putting on shades, the ugly world through a dark veil, a house shaped like a church, but it's neither. To the future, to the kids, to the kid who dressed as a Carolina Ghost Reaper Pepper for Halloween. You win. It's a nightmare on our street. It's called Starship Troopers. I'm planting a seed. It's called the wall. To grow a tree like this, you have to have an enemy. Download and print this off. Keep it dry, safe, safe somewhere. Tell your kids where it is. It's a PDF titled 21st Century Soldiers versus 20th Century Citizens. How to defeat a totalitarian government during an ecological disaster. That one's not funny. Okay, this is the last heavy poem, and then I'm going to read some stuff from the book. It'll be less political. This one's called Media Shower. Hey, baby water, get back to your mama water. Don't confuse this pipeline with a proxy war. Can you imagine the end of the world? Random access pipeline, random access escapism. Politically interested swingers who are really interested in your political views. They're not willfully trying to destroy the fabric of American society. It's a valid yet untested argument. Star Wars stresses consumerism over imagination. Game of Thrones taught us to wipe our swords on the dead guy's cloak. People are feeling real fear. Kids are staying home from school thinking their moms will disappear. Steam floating from a showered body out an open window. Look out the window, it's an atlas to a strange place. And all the boomers at once said, we miss the 60s. We could use a martini, a good war. We've made you something special. It's called the apocalypse. And I'll just read some from here. So I left Austin to do a residency in Stuttgart, Germany, where I lived in a castle up on top of a hill with like 40 to 60 other artists. And it was a pretty amazing experience. And while I was there, I wrote these poems. And so the book's called Emoemoji Woods. And they're about living in the woods up in a castle on a hill. In the trees, you don't need to know where you are, just a place to put your tent. Friends taught me this when we were in the woods together. Berries are seasonal, birds seasonal, ticks seasonal. Life in solitude is seasonal. George and Neto leave on Monday. Dorian is gone, Desiree is gone Sunday, Rasha the end of the month, soon Mario, Karsten too soon too. How do you write a poem? Ask the trees. Ask the trees to all. Ask the trees to all together. Ask the trees to all together sigh. I'd like to see the woods through 4 seasons. I'd like to die right now or not at all. So I'm asking you, where do we go next? Is it a place with enough water? This year, I fell out of a tree, and I've got plans to do it again. How about you guys? And just a couple more. Hunter with life in veins, wild pigs with the forest in their noses. Sometimes I wish for those simpler days. Other times I worry about the moment we can't get avocados at the grocery store anymore. Don't get me started about oranges. The sun lights up the town of Ludwigsburg. Two lovers are rubbing at the top of the hill. They're barbarians from beyond the kingdom. Make out already. Some guy's Mercedes blocks the view, and him inside of it reminds me of personal pain, breakup, death. Likely he just doesn't want to go home. Our hawk comes out of the woods, flies over everyone. A crow calls, then another crow. And then this last poem is called You Are Here, and it's got like this ASCII art of the galaxy, and it's got like this arrow that says You Are Here. You've probably seen a t-shirt like this, but it's like the real galaxy represented on t-shirt. It's just periods and like stars on here. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys. Astrid asked me to write a poem about what we leave behind. The last traces. What remains, she said. Which is funny because I'm leaving, mentally taking my flight right now. The sprig knife I lost on the hill while sledding, I hope one of these German kids picked it up. It's illegal in 48 states and all of Europe. Many friends, some fear, but Astrid wanted something about death. It's strange to be in a place and then not in a place, and scared. We are field engines, language machines with meat parts meeting for brief. I've been to Athens, seen Rome, and all that crumbly stuff. Of course, there's that feeling of surprise, that first time you ever did something. The sun coming down on the grass shows the cobwebs. We saw this in October, again in spring. We say, life, death, but how do you frame the adventure? Thanks, guys.